Welcome to the world of Nightingale. We're going to do a quick session 0 for Old Jon and establishing a vibe for the world of Nightingale. Thanks for joining. This character is Old Jon. I try to a degree, create a character that vaguely looks like me, but then add, characteristics of the Old Jon character that is the star, for lack of a better term, of all of my gaming, whether it's Skyrim or Ark or Nightingale or, well, frankly, any of the games. And so ponytail, if it exists in the game, this one is the closest that exists in this game, and then a beard and mustache depends on how the game allows you to do it. Usually it's a little bit more trimmed back than this, but this was the option for a full beard and mustache. So, alright. Finalize it is. We're going to name this character Old Jon.
Before time itself, the realms have existed. Born of curiosity, we opened the first gateway to our endless Feywilds. The Fae have long since aided man in harnessing that which we live and breathe. Magic. Tolerance was known until your grasp extended reach. Greed, in the face of power, saw your world caught in ruin. And out flowed the Pale, swallowing all in its path. Some fled its ever-spreading tongue, seeking refuge in Nightingale, only to be severed from assistance as the pathway between realms collapsed. But perhaps not all is lost. For Nightingale still stands, pushing forward towards progress and enlightenment, humanity's final beacon. Your path thither is winding and full of terror's nascent realm walker. Wilt thou succumb to Fey lands beyond thy wit? Or wilt thou endure, find the way homeward and rebuild anew?
Anytime there is on-screen text that requires the player to read it, I will read it aloud. I will attempt to do the voices if I can, although I'm not very good at that. And I will let Puck, who is the only voiced character that I've run into, just say his lines aloud. This should make it so that even if you can't follow along directly, or if watching gameplay is tough for you, you should be able to still listen to it in the background and understand it.
Let my words steer your steps.
If I need to fully narrate this or not, but we find ourselves in a room filled with broken machinery, fire braziers, some very worn statues, an undeterminate sky. It appears to be a cave, but there is trees here. There are trees here. Let's take a look around real quick here. Sprite has appeared. And I tapped it, and it turned into Tier 1 Essence. Tier 1 Essence has been collected. I will not narrate this the whole time, but as a point of reference, this is the trial at the beginning, which is kind of like the demo mode, tutorial mode. So, here we go. There's a thing called a Hope Echo. It says to release the Hope Echo. So we're going to go ahead and do that. So a book. A Hope Echo is a story, or a piece of the story. Here we go. Titled The Veil Between Us, Reflections from the World's End. November 3, 1889. Sambungan. Paris is lost. All communication with the city has ceased. The last missive received claimed a substance emerged from the Paris transept portal. Since then, only silence. Our work continues in the shadow of this news. The portal, ever present, while we study the artifacts brought back from the realms. However, uncertainty gnaws at us, and we are vigilant for anything untowards. Sita left on an expedition through the portal but days earlier. With luck, she will have arrived safely to the warm embrace of Nightingale City. She should return soon, but by boat or by portal, I no longer know. I worry for her. Were we wrong to trust in the portals, in the realms? For now, all I can do is wait. There's an axe in a skull. That's not a good sign. But I have acquired it. And now I get to see, as a gamer, whether or not I can break anything. Nothing appears to be broken. Chopping a couch, run out of stamina very quickly. So the answer to this one is, of course, to break down this wall. I've pulled all the wood bundles into my character by holding down E. There's a Fey chest here. It includes a couple injury salves and a slight health potion. We're going to require all of that, so we're going to take it all. And don't worry, I will not narrate every single chest I open from here on in. The salves and anything to do with consumption or like potions will go into the Q menu. It is a radial menu, so if you hold Q, for example, you can see anything that's in your menu here. You can adjust that by going to Tab, and then on the left side of the tabs here you have one that looks like a potion, and clicking that there you'll see that there are 8 hotbar options. Anything in your inventory that is able to go into those hotbars will show up below, and then you put it into the hotbar and it comes out of your inventory. It does still affect your overall weight, in other words how much you're carrying, but oh, I'm getting attacked, so I gotta fight. Getting attacked a lot. Thankfully, seems to be attacking me in much the same way that a movie character might attack someone, by hanging around and gesticulating wildly before punching. Okay, so just to put that in perspective, I am on Nightmare mode, which is the hardest mode. If you are playing this game on your own, or looking to play it and are like, oh man, that looks too scary at the beginning, you can turn down the settings and the bad guys will not attack you in this demo. Anyhow, so back to what we were talking about. Menus and overall weight. I was trying to find the overall weight listing here, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, here it is. I apologize. So we're currently carrying 17.45 of something or other out of 50 carrying capacity. You can up your carrying capacity, but you do not level the way that you might in an RPG, like your character doesn't. You level by making things that allow you to get stats. So your clothing, your gear, etc. affects your stats. Your character's stats stay stagnant. Something I like to do is cut all of the Fey chests down, so bear with me as I chop everything into bits, slowly, since my character does not have very good stamina yet. And I'll explain why we should do this in Nightmare mode. So there we've collected carved wood hinges and gilded lumber. Something you can't really make those things until much later in the game, so collect them where you can. And if you can collect the sprites, do so. By the way,
how now, fleshling? Whither wander you, lost in our Feywilds?
Talks a lot at the beginning, but not a lot during the gameplay. Alright. There are two options here, both go the same direction. We're going to go to the left, because we want to get every single chest out of this. Right. So we're going over here. We're going to get attacked. Let's take care of him. Block. Hit. They're yelling at you, just hit them. Always block. Always block in this game. You are a weak character, especially at the beginning. Okay. By holding the jump button, you can mantle, i.e. climb over things. And down in this corner, you'll find another chest. Alright, again, same deal. We're going to go ahead and cut it up. This takes a long time, so we're going to speed this part up. Just a second, we're going to go ahead and switch axe to 1. It's a little bit easier to get to.
Show haste, human.
These glowing things are just decorative ants and stuff. Don't worry about them.
Quickly, before those bound fiends sniff out your despair.
Think I'm gonna come to you yet though, because I've got some things I want to collect. So this map actually has some goodies you're gonna want to grab. Right over here is gonna be one of them. It's on the right hand side. You're gonna want to take as many of these cells as you can get, but more importantly, you want to get these chests. So now I've got too much in my inventory. We're gonna go ahead and check and see what we've got in inventory that's important. So carved wood is relatively important for certain things. We really are looking more for the hinges and things like that. So we're going to clear the wood bundles and we're going to extract them into essence. Now, just to context wise, essence is used for your progression. So right now we have 12 essence and we cannot unlock anything in this map, but just keep it in context. We have 12 essence. So we're going to turn 14 into essence. Not good at math, that makes 26. Alright, and now we get a little bit more weight to work with, so let's go find those other chests. It's been a while since I played this section of the map, so let me just remind myself. I think there's one over here. I can't remember exactly. I believe it to be the case. Oh, no, it's on the other side. Alright, so on the other side of this particular map, remember we went to there first. We'll go to the other side. There should be 4 chests in here, I believe. Yep, here's one. So now we're going to go ahead and convert the carved wood. Keep the gilded lumber. Just 1-to-1s for most of these things, so keep that in mind. I believe there are 2 more chests. There's one back here. If your character's gear is starting to decay, i.e. from wear and use, you can repair all, but it does require some of your essence. So as a point of reference, we have 36 here right now. We hit repair all. We have 24. So it does take some essence to repair your gear.
Shadows abound, yet like a fire's final embers, you refuse to be snuffed out. I come with an offer to guide you to a safer realm and rebuke death, unlike so many of your kin. Oh, under this mask, you wonder. I am Puck. Robin to some, Oberon's merry wanderer of the night, the last furtive fae to grace your kind. Now, take this blood-stained card that you might travel swiftly to the realm of abeyance. Amosit inconul ame. Across the divide, greater gifts await. Partnerships with we fae afford many wonders yet unseen. Hurry yonder toward portal and apparatus, so you, bare child of Earth, might abscond this nightmare.
We can sit here and take a few more hits if you want, but before I hit that portal, I just want to check. See if there's anything behind here. There's not. We're going to open the portal, but as soon as we do this, you either step in directly or guys will start attacking you. And that goes for every level of the tutorial map. Cards are how you open the portal, so drag your card over, hit open portal. And I want to show you point reference. See all these guys?
Fly, Realm Walker. The fiends have caught you, Realm Walker. Your path forward is winding and full of terrors. Save yourself. Survive the realms. And rebuild all that has been lost. Count thyself among the fortunate few who managed to flee the foul Pale. Nightingale still stands, but Earth teeters on the brink, and these wilds are far from hospitable. Sequestered so, and struck by woe, begs the question, wilt thou be a survivor? Find your bearings and acquaint yourself with this realm. Long has it been left in limbo, not unlike you. Though this dismal landscape bears few reminders of its esteemed past, it need not remain so. One final card I give to thee. Play it yonder, at the center of this ancient crossway, and lift the veil of darkness to usher in a new dawn.
So he's given us an abeyance card, or or not an abeyance card. I apologize. A cleansing card, I think. So we have the abeyance. That's to open a portal, or sorry, basically to go to a place that you can actually build in, and then the cleansing card. That's the one for this particular realm that we're currently in. That should allow you to clear the space and make it usable, essentially. We're gonna spend just a quick bit of time here explaining a few things, but before I do, I'm not gonna actually run that card. I know you can, but just this is the, I don't want to call it the tutorial extended, but it's kind of the tutorial extended. This is the beginning map of the current version of Nightingale, and it is a much more player-focused and friendly introduction. If you've ever played it before, the game before, note that things changed recently, and so they introduced the story modes, and this is the kind of the new version. Alright, so a couple of things you're going to want to do right away in the story mode. You're going to want to run down here and grab the hunting knife. Hunting knives are necessary to pull materials from animals and things when you kill them, but you will have to kill animals if killing animals is a problem. Lots of video games require it, and this game is one of those. Alright, so I'm collecting all of the berries and mushrooms just as a point of reference for what I was doing there. And I will eventually assume that you know what I'm doing just based on what I'm actually doing, but for now, this being the first time, I'm going to go through it. It is very red here. Don't worry, that will change. But as of right now, we're going to go ahead and run all the way down. I know I'm just sort of jogging, but we're getting overweight pretty quick here. Just going to run down here. We're going to grab a few things. So we're going to collect this, which is food. And we're going to collect the mining pick, which we need for this. So grab your mining pick, look at these two rocks, and break up those rocks. Now, to be clear, there are quite a few rocks that you can break. The rock models in the game that you can break are usually the very rounded looking rocks. And they turn into harvestable stone blocks. We're going to go ahead and pick those up. Now we're overweight. That's okay. We're going to clear that in just a second. You want the torch. That's what that is on the corner there. And then we want to open up this human chest. Now in here you get a couple things, some tin ore and various stuff that you might need, but more importantly the feast card is always here. So we want to grab that. And like we've done before, we're going to go ahead and kill this chest. You can't pick up the chests, at least not that I... Actually, you know, let me check and see if you can do that. X, by the way, on keyboard is your build method. Let's see. Yeah, so you can't move anything. It's just a built-in thing. So if you could pick it up, I would. This is not Baldur's Gate. But you can break it, and in breaking it, you can receive some of the materials, and that's really what you want. So now we're fully loaded. We gotta make sure we've got this leather. That's really going to be important in just a second here. We do not need that lumber. We do not need that carved wood. We can get those later on without too much trouble. So we're going to go ahead and extract essence from those components. We're still overweight. I think it's because of the gilded lumber. Might be because of the ore. I'm not really sure. Actually, it's the rocks. Okay, so we're going to clear the rocks. We're going to get those all over the place. So clearing the rocks, and there we are. We're back down to that. So now I'm not going to go any further. There are some other things you're going to want to grab. But for now, to make this way, 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 way simpler, we're going to take that card that we just pulled and head on back. We're going to go ahead and put away this torch. We don't need that. Actually, don't need the axe either, technically. And here we are. So this machine allows us to manipulate the characters and the world. So what we're going to do is we're going to manipulate the world first with the cleansing card and hit apply. There will be some narration here.
Now that has made a difference. Quite the mechanism indeed. But you needn't fret over the lofty particulars just yet. More immediate concerns are at hand. The realm you've now cleansed was once the center of the Empyrean network. Long ago, it allowed lesser Fae and fleshlings to travel the wilds with ease and accuracy. Though the path onward is presently dormant, it did not meet the same ruinous fate as your human-made network. There is yet a way to reignite these portals, and once thou hast proven thyself ready, I shall lead thee to it. One of my promised gifts should help your cause. A hermetic guidebook and pocket watch, purloined off the corpse of a realm walker. Keep these like close companions as you steel yourself. There is much to do before thy survival is assured.
So, next we're going to want to play the other card we got, which is the Feast card. Now, the Feast card is going to make it so that you use your food, or you grow hungry more slowly, and you heal more quickly. And when we're running Nightmare mode, that's going to be really important for you. So go ahead and apply that right now. The animation is always the same regardless of what it's affecting, but in this case it's affecting your character primarily. So now we've got that going, we're going to want to go ahead and head down to the bottom of the stairs. Now our character is nearly full. Thankfully your running speed is mostly the same until you get full. So one of the things that I like to do, and I won't do it now for time, but is to clear all of the trees. Now, the reason we would do that, even though we haven't really gone anywhere yet, is that each log... Actually, you know what? Let's do one just real quick to show this. Each log that you cut down, a tree that you cut down, turns into logs. Oop. So like 4 or 5 logs, right? Collect with holding down E, and now you've got 5 logs you can turn into essence. Now, when you do that, your progression option shows up. And now that we're in a map that you can build in, you can actually build stuff. We're going to start with structures up here, though, because you want to start with an estate cairn. An estate cairn, I double-clicked on it. You can also click and hit learn down here. You want an estate cairn. You want angling baskets right away. And you do want a bedroll, and eventually you'll want a stick tent. But just as a context from that, for these things... bedroll will give you a sleep buff where you're a little bit faster, I think. I'm not really sure. You need a place to put stuff, though, so the basket is very important. And, of course, light and all that stuff along the way. But, okay, so we're going to start with that, and we're going to go down to tools and get your simple workbench, because you need to be able to make some stuff. And most importantly, you need to be able to make an umbrella, and you need to be making a simple sling bow, okay? So these take a decent amount of like essence. So an umbrella, 25, that's going to be your number 1. So let's go with that. An umbrella is a way to get around. Now, just because we are already loaded up with stuff, I'm going to go ahead and show this in action. I don't know a better way to do it. I'm sure there might be, but for now, I go to guidebook. And in the guidebook, you can see all these different things. I'm going to mark them as red for now, as in I've read them. And we're going to go ahead and pull out the, we're going to see codex, red, crafting, red, building, red. Alright, so what we want is the crafting bench, simple workbench, and you're going to go ahead and place it. And you can tear these down. You can't pick them up and move them or anything, but you can tear them down. The reason I'm placing this one right now is because I will actually be up in the area more frequently. And I think just for decor purposes, I'll just stick it over here for now. And you'll note that it didn't actually build. It allowed us to place it, but it's not actually completely built. But you'll see auto add resources, hold for more options there in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and tap E to put anything we have in there. Which we had some wood, it looks like, because we just picked it up. We need sticks, and we need some more wood bundles. So let's go ahead and grab some sticks. You can just do that by running over and grabbing these small bushes. And there's quite a few of them, so we're going to take them. By the way, right now, because it is raining and we are not wearing very good gear, you're going to see in your HUD down in the lower left-hand corner an icon that looks like a wave. It's currently full red and flashing. That indicates that you are wet. And I think, although I don't remember... Yeah, okay, so drenched. And your state of your stamina does not reduce, basically it slows down how quickly you can regain your stamina. So we're not going to do anything really heavy right now anyway, so I'm not too worried about it. But there we go. So we're adding the sticks in there. It's still not built yet. Let's cut down a tree. Alright, so that one was not too bad. Again, I've just held down E to pull that essence in, or those wood pieces in rather. And there we go. Okay, so now we've got the workbench built. And again, by leaving it there, you can pick workbenches all over the place. It's fine, especially in single player mode. We're gonna craft an item. So right now, this shows you what you can craft, and will tell you what you don't have. So red tells you can't craft any of these things. And it'll tell you what you don't have. So hide is one thing we don't have in a wood bundle. Now hide I don't have in hand right now. Let's see here. Hang on a second. There was something else that I wanted to have made. All right, so let's convert some stuff into essence just for the context. I think we need some more. Yeah, we need 20 more essence. And the reason I want 20 more essence is because I'm going to try to unlock... You know, actually, this might be worth noting. We don't actually need to unlock some of this stuff. The mining pick, etc. Because we already picked it up off the, the map. And I believe that throwing knives and maybe the bow will be something we can automatically learn as well. So let's go ahead and take a look, but for now we've got that bench made. We will be back in this area. This should not be the area that you turn into your home though. I mean, you can, but yeah. There's a reason for that. There are three major options, four technically, that I would consider. And before I go down this hill where the adventure really begins, actually, it's the next section here. So before I head down there towards that tent, I'm going to show you the map of this particular location. So we are here, and in the area you've got a place that you can learn a spell, in this case immolation. You've also got some infestations, the Battle of Intellect, or Bastille rather, and anytime there's an infestation there's bad guys, and then we've got quests available. So there are going to be NPC characters over there. The map itself, however, is an island. And this is not your, there are a lot of maps in this game. You're going to be doing a lot of traveling to different realms, is what they call them, but they're basically just different maps. And you can pick your place of, where you want to set up. There are a lot of things built into these spaces that are kind of points of interest, as it were. But as you start the map, you get to see the main points of interest. So, I'll just tell you right up front that the portal is something you're going to want to be relatively close to, and they've intentionally made it as far away from everything as possible here, so you kind of have to traverse the entire map to get to all of this stuff. The settlement over here is going to have your trader in it, and I trend towards saying you can kind of build in one of three locations. You can either build near a portal of some sort, whether that's going to be this one where you can go to different I don't understand how this works exactly, so let's assume you can go to that one. This is where your machine is to change things with your cards. The portal you can use to go to other realms, or you can go to the trader. Since they're all kind of in this line, you can pretty much guarantee that you're going to want to be on this half of the map. And so this map being not terribly wide, I'm going to go ahead and try to park my character somewhere right between these two bodies of water. And that has more to do with being centrally located for exploration purposes than anything else. But that's what we're going to do. But before we do that, note that we still have to go and get a few things. So we're going to go ahead and say that you can portal to the crossways. That's this thing. You can portal to your house. That'll be here. Well, roughly there. So whatever you do in between, note that you can always portal to one or the other just automatically. Think of it like fast travel. And you take all of your stuff with you, which is very nice. Not the same as playing other games. Or at least not the games I usually play. So I'm not really sure if there's a strategic way of doing this that's a little bit more time saving, but I'm going to go under the assumption that we're going to want to be within reason of the quests givers and the portal. So tell you what, just because of the ability to travel up to this area by pushing return to crossways, I'm going to make this area something that I don't need to build in because I want to be able to get to the portal as quickly as possible. So if I put my respite somewhere down here, or maybe in here somewhere, there's a mountain here I think, then we'll be able to travel to either the portal or to the crossways simply by using the built-in buttons. So that's going to be my strategy, I think. So let's just go ahead and go down here somewhere. For now though, we're not ready to build that, and we're currently wet. Now I cannot from here get these animals, and I need one or two to make hide, but we'll get to that in just a second. Yeah, see, they run away. Oh, I got one trapped. Sorry guys, sometimes you gotta do things. I know. Super sad. Alright. Alright, so you know how I mentioned that we would need hide? That's right up there. Alright. And I'm overloaded, but... oh, while we're here, hang on. Alright. We're going to take a few of these things. The rest of all of that just turns into wood. So before we go down to the human settlement, I'm going up here back to where we built that workbench, just for the time being. Feels like a long distance when you're overloaded. I appreciate that these stairs are all wonkadoo, but if these stairs were made out of independent pieces, I don't know, whatever. I'm not going to argue. Somebody built these stairs really poorly. All I'm gonna say. Stairwell I like, but grand opening there. All right, here we are back at the portal. I guess I could have just traveled here. And umbrella. We need wood bundles. That's easy enough. By the way, it doesn't stay in there. That's just steer clear of those trees when they're falling. They will kill you. And I think there's fish up here I forgot to grab, so hang on. Yeah. Out. Forgot to collect. Alright, cool. So we're going to craft this item. Simple umbrella. Now again, if you don't catch an animal flat-footed like we just did, that probably won't work for you. Things do take some time to build. You can walk away while it's being built and come back and collect the item as it is finished. But I think I'm going to just stick here for a second. I have played this game for a little bit, but just enough to kind of get my feet wet. And here we are. We've got the umbrella. Now, this is a simple umbrella, so Not hugely important, but we're going to go ahead and clear, now that we've gotten the umbrella made, we're going to clear some room and some weight here. And let's see, what else can I take out? The bones, probably, we'll get to those later. Those, we can get those anywhere. Or, I think for now I'm just going to clear it. I have a good sense of where that goes. And we're trying to clear some space for weight-related purposes. So basically just looking at if there's anything in here that's heavy. I don't want to clear this one yet. Okay. So we've got this umbrella. How do you use it? Well, you jump, and then you hold your jump key, and whatever's left of your... Ouch, don't do that. I just broke my leg. Or, wait, what does that mean? Sprained ankle. Sprained my ankle. Dude heals fast if he's getting over that in 1:40. Alright, so anyways, the umbrella allows you to kind of float around like Mary Poppins, which is kind of cool. But it only works for the length of time that you have stamina, so my suggestion is to use it like the last second catch. So, jump, use it just at the very end. Just to break the fall. Okay. Alright, so what we want to do is head out there into the Great Blue yonder. The axe is probably your best friend at the beginning here. It's one of the fastest, highest heaviest hitting things. You don't really have a good way to make, say, bow and arrow and things like that until you've done a few things. So, I'm just going to go ahead and move across here. There are some bad guys up in this area, just, you know, FYI. So, I'm trying to think from the perspective of doing this effectively. So our goal right now is going to be to take out that... Actually, I don't see this from here. I'm going to take out that cairn you can kind of see there in the distance. There's some bad guys hanging out around it. You can kill the bad guys, and you will be doing that here. But the problem with killing the bad guys straight out is that they will respawn, and these are just the lower levels, so these guys will come after you. Oh, and you definitely don't want to do that. I accidentally hit the button for my umbrella, which I have bound to my mouse key, which is probably a bad idea. You will regain some stamina and health while blocking, so you can technically take on a decent sized army of these guys, or not army maybe, but take on a group of these guys as long as you hold your block key. And that's an issue. Okay, now they gave up. Now here's the thing about this: we are able to revive. We come back with everything that was in our gear haul, as it were. But we're back here. So there's a little bit of narration. Let's talk to Puck about that death.
No pearly gates for you just yet, my friend. Though this Zephyr would prefer to whisper over your bones, I have tasked it with your preservation. Should you perish, it will whisk you away and revive your spirit. Of course, the Zephyr is tasked only with rescuing you. The contract is very literal about that, though I have asked it to try to preserve your modesty and what tools it can. However, the disquieting sensation of death will linger afterward, so tread warily.
So what he basically means by that is you're going to come out of having died, and you're going to have whatever health essentially you were at. So this is the only time in the game, this first death, that you come back at full health. At least that's my understanding of it. I don't see a stat buff anywhere on here, but... Alright, let's go do that again. Only this time, we're gonna play it right. Alright, so, umbrella. Check. Back to where we were before. We're going to make sure that everything's repaired and in order. And this is a lot easier to do if you wait it out, but we're going to wait. Okay, so these guys respawn it kind of arbitrarily, I think. Sometimes they're what you're shooting for here is the guys that throw bombs. I'm not sure that's what we've got here, but let's see what we got. Yeah, it's the bomb chucker guys. Okay. So we definitely want the bomb chuckers. There's fewer of them, first off. And they'll stay back from you, and you just have to avoid their bombs. To a degree. Which can be easy enough. Take them down a notch. This thing in the middle does not respawn its health, but you also don't want to be too close to it. Taking some damages here. So, there you go. To swing that axe. Bad guys. You're probably like, why not take out the bad guys? I know, but it is better to do this way. Go. Take that stuff. Alright, now the recruitables come out, they start helping out. So this is all we needed to get to that point. We're just gonna help. And we do want to take these guys out because they include some other stuff that you're gonna want. Max is helping out here a little bit. Alright, look at that. So, a couple things here. Max is, anybody that's recruitable in this game does not talk, so we're not going to ignore him, but we're not going to have to deal with him. And then we've got this, this sort of, it's relatively dark in here. Let's get a torch out. Space to kind of move around in. So Max is recruitable. Hard to see from that angle. He's kind of standing in the dark, but keep him in mind. Blonde guy. Not that that matters, I guess. I just noticed. Let's see what else we have, because find my character. Okay. Awesome. So this one's got some cards in it. The Blood Moon card. These are random, I think. Explorer card. Very nice. Play this card to travel more quickly, improving your resistances to most forms of damage while reducing the damage you can deal. So we'll keep that in mind for later. But this is just about, like, you know, running around if you don't plan on fighting, or if you've got a good amount of fighting skill already. And nice. These are random rolls, so yeah, cool. We'll take those for now, and we're gonna go ahead and take out this chest. Alright, cool. So, we've got more hinges, very important. Lumber, don't need it immediately, so let's go ahead and get that out of here. And we'll get that out of here. We do want gunpowder. That's why we wanted those guys chucking bombs at us. Because they give you gunpowder when you get them. So you want gunpowder. And so you're basically always hoping that those guys are going to be the ones that are shooting at you. Alright, heading down in here. This is the basics again. We're going to head over and chat with G. Turner. Acquire the simple pack. And talk to Graham. Groans quietly. Every time I take a gander, another one is larking about. If I didn't know better, I ought to think you earth lubbers are hatching down here. Now, I gotta come up with a name. I'm just gonna talk in my normal voice for Old Jon. Who made you king of this tomb? My discontent is no one's problem but my own. 'Twas not my wish to imply otherwise. Now, you can forgive this lack of tact, eh? I've seen more folks these last weeks than the past 2 decades combined. Truth is, I claim no finder's rights over this hovel. You lot can tear it down for all I care. Soon enough, I'll be back in the wild's embrace. Got any wisdom to share with an earth lubber like me? Not the kind you want, I reckon. I've seen plenty of moonstruck blokes stuffed with powder and steel meet their ends without catching even a whiff of adventure. Before you go chasing for trouble, you ought to have mastered the basics. Alright, well, good luck making trouble stop chasing me. Well, then you ought to get ahead of the curve. Have you even cooked a proper meal yet? Not the frilly dinners from your soirees. Around here, what you find is what will do. You can fill your guts eating the same grub day in, day out, but if you plan on standing a chance against the beasts in the bound, variety will make you stronger. Go on, use this recipe in my campfire. They're yours to use. Some warm food will do you good before you hit the road. Suppose it can't hurt. Now, if this sort of exchange is to become a habit, we might as well be made proper acquaintances. Graham Turner's the name. Wish you luck on the travels, Walker. I'll be round if you still have need of me. Got any more wisdom to impart? Well, it seems you've chosen to be traveling on your own. Sticking to yourself has its advantages, but seeing as you're only starting out, it wouldn't hurt to make use of an extra pair of hands. There are some fine folks around here who are just idling about. They might agree to join your travels. I'll see about that. Alright, cool. So we do need to make some food here. Don't know if I have fuel, because no, we'll use plant fiber, sure, whatever. I'm not burning my wielded lumber. Alright, so let's go ahead and ignite that. We're going to look in the cauldron. There's 2 dots here. I have nothing that I can craft. So this was useless, because I don't know why that worked out that way. So we're going to go extinguish that. I'm not terribly worried about the food option. We did pick up a few things along the way there. Just going to check around here, see if there's anything specifically that we want. We're still rested, even though not much. Alright, and here's the other character, Bess. These are random rolls. They come out differently every time you play, so... Bess Yeah, let's take Bess. For hire. Recruit Bess. Doesn't cost you anything. Follow me. And I don't have any equipment to give. And the set behavior is what you want them to allow you to do. Do you want them to be able to use potions, revive you, attack, etc.? If you want them only to be the revival thing, so they'll stand in the background and not be an attacker. At this point, I'm just going to leave it all default, but for the most part, they're just a hand and they do not talk. But okay, let's go talk with somebody else. We'll talk with Wilhelmina Sassy. Yeah. Is that you who put an end to the incessant commotion upstairs? I suspected that we might be the only fine souls in this realm, but your appearance is a most welcome surprise indeed. Who might you be besides the savior of our little band? I'm not in the habit of divulging such information to a stranger. Ah, quite wise, of course. But let us, then, be strangers no longer. There are a great many new faces in the realms as of late, with a great many stories to tell. Collecting such stories is my trade, you see. Wilhelmina Sass, columnist for Nightingale's finest paper, the Sunday Courier. Overjoyed to make your acquaintance. Now, if you're in need of more material, services, nourishment, equipment, protection, I'm certain my companions here can provide. We've always got time for a new customer. Heard any rumors lately? Always. Something particular you're looking for? Do you know of anyone who could lead me to Nightingale? Perhaps. It seems there are a great many of your fellow realm walkers about, diving from their Nightingale headquarters to realms as near as Sylvan's Cradle. I met one, Aurelia Acevita Ortega, as I passed through, and for a man of his years to survive the profession, he must have some level of skill or luck. Of course, I've no doubt the man was mad, gold sickness. Yet had he and his traveling companions so enraptured that they dismissed my politest inquiries outright. Well, I was hoping to ask you a few questions then. Oh, I guarantee the utmost honesty. You're from Nightingale City? Indeed I am. Few other cities provide quite the same delicious fodder for my work. Do you know any way back to the city? Sadly, no. But I'd love to put my gathered tales to print. All the usual routes to Nightingale have been lost. With the portal network sundered, we're tossed to all manner of unexpected realms, and rarely the same one twice makes navigation quite the pain. Yet demand for compass and parchment is ever growing. Look, I've only just fled the calamity. Do you know what happened to Earth? Something simply awful, as I've surmised. Some say the Fae at last returned, and with a vengeance. Others that faulty wiring pulled forth a plague from the void, raptures besides. I was otherwise engaged here in the realms, so I missed the excitement myself, but it's been enough to drive our prices skyward. Well, that's certainly one way to approach the situation. One that continues to serve. Alright, what are you guys doing in this ruin? I received a rather timely tip that this old bunker was safe, relative to where we were. It's begun to lose a touch of its rustic charm, that with the arrival of those bound, but now that you're here, business is picking up. Now, one customer is hardly booming business. Yet, one customer is sure to bring more, and if the portal crossways is as fortuitous as it appears, we've picked a prime location. Alright. Do these merchants work for the Sunday Courier as well? Oh, heavens no. These fine true pennies are employees of the Northern Transit Trading Company, financiers of our paper and realms-wide peddlers for all desirable goods. Nasty bit of business brought these folks here. Before the calamity, they manned a logging outpost that was cut off from the supply by a portal network's collapse. Rumor has it, the company men who remained resorted to the most heinous acts in the name of survival. Alright, can you tell me anything about the Pale One here? Oh, the fog pouring forth from the Paris transept to destroy our earthly home? I could recount to you all manner of salacious descriptions, but the contradictions are as plentiful as those who fled it, and I've yet to choose a favorite. I can at least say, with some certainty, that it does something quite dreadful to a fella. None who entered have been seen emerging. There was another matter I hoped to discuss. And that's wrapping it up. Okay, cool. So that's all for now. Fantastic. So there's me reading through everything, and that's going to be Wilhelma Sass's voice. Essence Trader Wallace. Dude looks like a monk. Let's chat with him for a quick sec. Oh, it's just a trader. Okay, so no talking, just buying. Let's see what he's got. First off, all I've got here is 97 basic essences. So what he's got for food, roasted berries, roasted meat, we can make those, and oh my goodness, their prices are high. Save potions, water bottle, we can make that, no big deal. Oh my goodness, his prices are all the same. They're not really that high, but I don't have that much stuff with me right now. Tools-wise, we can theoretically get one of these, but we already have these, so no worries there. Miscellaneous injury salve. Cool. So he can produce or provide if you wanted to buy rather than rather than making them yourself. So we recruited Bess, and we've gotten things out of here. So this is going to be a good place to have on contact. In other words, we can transfer over and jump around. But for now, we got to go back and start doing stuff. So the one big deal here to make sure that you grab is the pack, which we now have. And I'm sorry, Max. I think we can't recruit 2. Yeah, so can't recruit 2, just 1 at a time. Bess is our recruit. I just like the name Bess. I mean, realistically, I was looking for a Min because we had a Min in the last one, but that's okay. So, thanks for joining on this adventure with Old Jon. If you like the world of Nightingale, please follow, like, and subscribe. And let me know in the comments how you want this to play out. I am open to your opinion. The goal here primarily being to follow the storyline. And the next episode I have planned will start with an established base, but it'll just be the basics. And the goal here, of course, being to show what the world of Nightingale is and not really get bogged down in the mechanics of the survival crafting systems, because for the most part, most survival crafting systems are the same. If I run into a situation where it's something really unique, or if it needs some form of explanation, I will absolutely cover that. I'd like to cover some of the content of Nightingale as how-to guides, so like little 15-minute or less increment videos. If that's something that interests you, let me know. Again, this was kind of a session 0 to get the vibe going and see what this was all going to be about. And I look forward to doing more in the future. Thanks for joining.